A nice straightforward 2 weeks where we haven't had any interruptions, a couple of nice gallops. Track looks like it's playing pretty good for us today. We've got an inside draw and hopefully we can use that a little bit.
Have you done anything different with him this time around?
No, not at all. He's a straightforward horse to train, a very easy horse to train in that he's very tough and very durable. So you just got to make sure you keep him out of harm's way because he's a very, very not highly strung horse, but a horse with a lot to offer, a lot of energy, and we've got to keep him occupied enough that he doesn't misuse that energy.
I heard you speaking about his weight on the radio this morning, and you said he's heavier, isn't he, this time around?
Yeah, and as horses get older and they mature, and he's only just maturing now, they tend to hold the condition better. They burn up less nervous energy, and he's sort of been a little bit too big and burly these first two runs, but I can see he's trimming down now, and we've got it to basically getting pretty close to his what I'd like to call his fighting weight. You know, his optimum weight for him to be able to do his best.
Great Jaw Park's just in behind them, does he?
I think so, yeah. As long as he jumps well, he should get that nice run just in behind the speed. And I think, the way the track's played so far today, we don't want to get carried away. We've only seen, a few races, but it does look like it is favouring those horses getting those inside runs.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Well, I have to say with the George Ryder coming up, I've really got tunnel vision in this for two horses only. Chaya Wolf, the Fangirl. He's a great horse, Chaya Wolf. He's up to his right trip. He's fully fit now, and I think he might just have an edge on the mare, Fangirl, with best of the rest being Tom Kitten.
Okay, Group 1, the agency George Ryder over 1,500 and this mounting yard for Harvey Norman. All you need in furniture, bedding, electrical and technology. And we'll start with Chaya Wolf for Joe Pride and Chad Schofield, third up today and hopefully back on track, Ronnie.
Yeah, well, I think so. I look, just a little setback when he just had to go in back in distance to the sprint of the Canterbury Stakes behind Royal Patronage that day. So he's ready to do his thing third up. Barrier 1, just give him room to move, and he's certain to be in the finish here today.
He looks absolutely outstanding today. He's actually looked better this time around than his previous preparations, but he's the boy that's become the man. He's super relaxed now in the enclosure. He used to, have a bit of a play and just do silly little things, the immature things, but now he's just a complete package. He's paraded absolutely super. They could not have him looking any better.
Tom Kitten, Ben Melamon for James Cummings.
Yeah, he's just walked into the yard up the top there. He's flying, and he's 2 runs back from a spell as a gelding now. He looks on paper he'd be a good chance. Just his style and what's coming up for him. This is his race he has to have before the Doncaster Mile, where he's got a terrific hope, and just how much medicine he has to take from the draw is the killer with him today. But certainly, if things unfold, he's certainly got a chance.
He's so much more mature now, Ronnie, than what he obviously used to be. He was sort of big and awkward type of horse, but now he's still big, obviously, but he's just more athletic now. He looks absolutely super in the parade. Obviously, only just got a quick glimpse of his walk past, but another stable, they couldn't have him looking any better.
Royal Patronage, the Canterbury Stakes winner, a Group 1 winner, last start, Tim Clark for Waterhouse and Bott.
Yeah, he SP'd 20-1, but there was no fluke in the performance. He should find a great on-pace run again and be very, very hard to catch.
He has really trimmed up after that first up run there at Randwick when he was extremely tough. He's one of those horses, he's really matured as far as when he first arrived here. He used to get really worked up in the yard and sweat and just bouncing about, but he's another one. He's just really relaxed down and he's paraded well.
Buckaroo number 4, Damien Lane for Chris Waller.
138 days off, 2 trials. Appears a start-off race for him, but he has been very competitive, fresh in the past, and Chris is speaking highly of him, saying how well he's come back, so don't sell him too short.
And fresh he is. He's been really pacing it out since he's walked into the enclosure, so obviously feeling very fresh, very well. He looks like he'll take good benefit out of today's run, just looking at him. But yeah, very small negative.
Gringotts' Tommy Berry on for Kieran Maher.
Well, he come of age last preparation, winning the big dance and the gong and whatever. So he was great first up. He lost his position with the big weight from an inside draw. So his advantage was with that. He lost that position. This is a different race altogether with a clean getaway. He's right there the whole way, ready to pounce.
He's another one. He looks absolutely super in the yard. I love the way that he parades. He's got this massive big stride on him as he parades. Could not put a negative towards him. He looks super.
Militarised, number 6, Zach Lloyd and Chris Waller.
Yeah, he just lacked the match practice in the slowly run race first up. He made a dash on the point of the turn, and then the race was just run too slow for him. He'll go better today, but he'll go better, but the run after this he'll go even better.
I don't think he's there yet. He run, I thought, was okay first up. He looks like he's trimmed up again, but I just don't think he's quite there yet. He's not there yet in the coat. His manners are good, everything like that, but yeah, I think he's one run short.
Here's Celestial legend Hugh Bowman jumps on today for Les Bridge.
Yeah, look, I don't think he was as bad as last time either. He was similar to Militarised. They just went steady. They made their runs. They sprinted for a quick furlong, and then they were outdashed with the way that race unfolded. So I'm not ruling him out that he's hasn't come up yet. He'll go better if he gets more speed today. Yeah,
he's got a real springy step here today, Ronnie. He's really been pacing it out since entering the enclosure. He looks well. Coat's really healthy. Yeah, but again, he just looks very upbeat.
Kovalika, Nasrawilla on for Chris.
2 trials. He was competitive running third to Royal Patronage first up in the tramway last preparation, but I wouldn't think he'd be as fresh here today with the autumn just starting off.
He's absolutely glowing. He's got no improvement left in him as far as his looks goes. He looks like he's had 3 or 4 runs this time in. Looks really well. He's obviously very fresh and upbeat, being first up. Actually, I was expecting him to look a little bit softer than what he is. It looks like he's had a good bit of work into him. He looks well.
Here's another Group 1 winner in the field, Port Lockroy, Mark Zara, Phoenicia and Archibald.
99 days off. He's a talented horse, so I like him, but just off 1 trial, I'd suggest he has improvement to come after today.
Yeah, he looks like he'll improve on today's run. He still looks a tad soft for mine, but a nice style of horse.
Fangirl, James McDonald and Chris Waller. McDonald's won the first 2 Group 1s today.
Well, she's a rare pearl, isn't she? She's outstanding, mare. Never lets her supporters down. A little concern with her racing style here, but look, she is a mare you can make a bit of a move on, but I'll leave it to James. He hasn't made any mistakes yet, but obviously the roll-ups, she was out in the market on the tote this morning. She's favourite now with the roll-ups.
She looks really, really well, Ronnie. I couldn't fault her as far as appearance-wise goes. She's absolutely glowing. Obviously, third up, she's going to be hitting her absolute peak here today. 2 handlers, but she's very relaxed and casual. She looks good.
And here's the other mare in the race, Steffi Magnetica, Jason Collett and Bune Baker.
Yeah, she's just a bit scrappy in the coat first up, so interested to see what Corey's got to say about her. The saddle slipped, nothing went right. We know she's very good when she's right.
She's still got a little bit of tidying up to do in her coat as well. She's one of those horses, she never really bounces out at you as far as looks-wise goes. There's not a lot of her. But again, she's still not quite there yet for mine.
That's the field for the George Ryder, the third of our Group 1s today. Up next will be the Slipper. Who wins the George Ryder? Corey Brown.
Fangirl. I've always been a fan of Fangirls, but today she looked extra special. She's always super relaxed and casual as she parades, but she was absolutely glowing. Mightn't get run to suit, but the way J-Mac's riding, he'll find a position for her, and I'm sure she's got that big, powerful finish that she normally has. She'll be too hard to hold out, I think.
I am 1, 3, 10 and 2. I'm with Cheer Wolf here, who's very solid in the market. It's Joe Pride's birthday today, and he has had a Group 1 winner on his birthday in the past. Steps in time in 2014. So good luck to Joe here with Cheer Wolf, and Chad rides him well. He knows the horse well. Royal Patronage is going to be a hard horse to get past here, doing his thing up front if Gringotts leaves him alone here. Fangirl, I know she's got a bit of work to do here, but she deserves more respect than a $4.60 chance. She has got form around Via Sistina and the other horse as well in this race, Lindemann. So, boy, oh boy, they've just dumped her. But she's got to a price which makes you really have a second look at her. And I'll throw in Tom Kitten, who should be doing his good work late, although Gringotts has to fit on in with the map factor alone. 1, 3, 10 and 2.
Yeah, the pain is continuing at tab.com.au. 5 straight favourites here at Rosehill. James McDonald riding the last 3 in a row, and a lot of all-ups, this time heading mostly into Fangirl, but plenty into Kale Wolf, and he is the new favourite and a good firm today. $4.80 into $4. He's our second worst way in betting. Hold-wise, not a lot of difference between KO Wolf and Fangirl. Fangirl a slightly worse result, but KO Wolf, the $4 favourite. Royal Patronage is the horse we like. It'll get map favours. He is also a firm at the top, $4.20 into $4. Fangirl's been a noted drifter, $3.40 out to $4.40, but she's super short the totes. A lot of tote all-ups there, and she's very, very easy to lay. She'll be our worst result all day if she gets to cash here. Gringotts is a good firm. He'll get on pace favours as well, $8 into $6. Tom was a big firm early in the week, $11 into a short of $6.50, but he's soft today. Track pattern as a consideration. He's back out to $8. Steffi Magnetica, can't write a name for her. And I must mention Buckaroo, first up from the Melbourne Cup, draws barrier 1 and has met with some good support, $26 into $18, but two real bad ways for us here. KO Wolf and Fangirl will be cheering Royal Patronage.
Okay, what price is Wadton now in the Golden Slipper, Tim?
He was $6.50 last time I checked. I'll just get an update there. $6.50 now for Wadton.
And Tempted's the favourite.
Still at $5, and she might even start short of barrier 1 the way this track's playing.
Okay, let's go behind the gates to Chantel Buckley.
I just had a real up close look at Chaya Wolf again, and he's just great. He's nice and fit now. Still not at his absolute peak, but he's just continued. Each time you see him, he looks better and better. So, and I heard Corey say that this time around he's come back a lot better, and he has, because last preparation it took him a long time to clean up in his coat and whatnot. But he's absolutely 100% here in terms of the way he looks. So he's great. Fangirl, she's just one of the most healthiest mares you'll see. She's just got dapples upon dapples, and she presents much the same each time you see her. Steffi Magnetica hasn't lost that winter look about her. She's still got a bit of a rough coat, so I wouldn't say she's changed a great deal from the last time I saw her. Gringotts has. Gringotts looks really good. I was watching him canter around to the barriers there, and he did a beautiful prelim, so that's a positive for him. And of course, Big Tom, he looks great as usual. A little bit more now that he's arrived at the gates, but he's nice and settled, which is usual of him.
The George Ryder Stakes, a race that Winks won 4 times. McDonald's going for 3 Group 1s in a row here, following on from Via Sistina and Broadsiding. He rides Fangirl. Here's Darren.
The last to go forward. For the George Ryder, over 1,500 metres, Tom Kitten, a last start winner in the All-Star Mile, moves in with Ben Mellon in the saddle, and we're ready to run. Stand by. The George Ryder of 2025. Starter about to release them. Bit of movement wide out. They settle, and they're off and racing here in the George Ryder, and Militarised was sharp into stride. Gringotts being sent forward together with Royal Patronage right there on the rails, and Royal Patronage will lead from Gringotts. Militarised. Chaya Wolf is pretty handy to the action together with Steffi Magnetica. Then came Fangirl. She's caught 3 wide early from Kovalika, Port Lockroy. Then Tom Kitten, Buckaroo, and Celestial Legend last of all. So Royal Patronage makes the running out by a length on Gringotts with Militarised in third. 2 lengths away to Chaya Wolf, Steffi Magnetica, and Fangirl. She'll have to be content with sitting 3 wide the trip. Then Port Lockroy from Kovalika. Tom Kitten moves up. She'll grab the mares back. Back second last is Buckaroo at a half 2, Celestial Legend. Royal Patronage in front, down the side. 7.50 to go. By length on Militarised. Gringotts well positioned. Steffi Magnetica goes to an outright 4th now. Chaya Wolf back on the rails. Fangirl's been 3 wide from the start. Then Kovalika, Port Lockroy, Tom Kitten, well back Buckaroo and Celestial Legend. So Royal Patronage under a good grip. Gringotts presents in second. Then Militarised. Chaya Wolf going up the fence. Steffi Magnetica the outer, and 2 for the back to Fangirl. In front Royal Patronage with Gringotts looming large on the outside. Gringotts moved up to Royal Patronage. Chaya Wolf is coming through the middle, and Fangirl, she's still in it wide out. Fangirl, Chaya Wolf and Gringotts, 3 of them in it. Fangirl the outside lunges at Gringotts, and another thriller. Fangirl, Gringotts, a half head away to Chaya Wolf. Then came Royal Patronage, Tom Kitten close up. Further back Kovalika, Port Lockroy, Militarised, Celestial Legend, and Buckaroo was one of the last to finish.
Okay, Gringotts and Fangirl. Fangirl is the widest. They're wide apart here. White cap, Tommy Berry on Gringotts. So Wolf is in the centre, and Fangirl, how dare she keep coming like that? Gringotts to Wolf. Fangirl. She's lunging. Is she going to come there in time? No, Gringotts has held on by a nose. Gringotts has won it by a nose. Fangirl will be second. Wolf will be third. They were all Group 1 winners in that race. Except for Gringotts. He was the only one yet to win a Group 1. Well, guess what? He's joined them today.
What racing we have here today. What racing do we have? So competitive, and the race fell into his lap. He took advantage of it. Tommy had confidence in the horse and he gets the job done. But how brave was she? $5 she finished, Fangirl, and she was just outstanding, having to make a long sustained run. He's on target, don't worry, Chia Wolf. He's gone really well, fighting, desperate for the mile now, desperate for a mile. And Tom, lovely little Doncaster trial. What a race that's going to be, the Doncaster Mile this year, along with all the others we've got. But that's his race today. He's gone from strength to strength, this horse. He's just got his confidence flying the last two preps, but a great contest.
What about Tommy Berry? He's only just returned from injury.
He's done an amazing job, Tommy. This horse through the line the other day was super strong. Tommy come in with a smile like a Cheshire cat in a fowl house.
Here is Gringotts coming back. He won a big dance, a gong, and now he's won a George Ryder. The Slipper is next.
Welcome back to Eagle Farm. Time for race 6 on the card. This is a cutest 3-year-old handicap over 1,000 metres. Ginatonic is your $3.20 favourite. And Shows a Sign is the first one to look at, Max. He slightly has the drifts, now $10. Paddy Webster, Emily Lang.
He's a speedy type. He won into Toowoomba last start after being midfield away. He was ridden to lead. He then stacked him up once he got there, and it was a good win, but there's a lot more pressure around him here.
All right, let's have a look at this favourite now. Ginatonic returning from a spell today. All the gear is off. He's been gelded. Bevan Lamming, Jaden Lloyd.
Yep, so they're starting afresh with him today over the 1,000. He usually likes to lead, but I think he'll just sit behind, maybe try and box seat on him from a reasonable draw. Lovely trial recently when he wasn't pressured at any point, and he looks ready to go. He looks in great order.
He looks super fit, doesn't he? Okay, number 3 is Speedy One, a very interesting horse. He's unbeaten. Luke Pepper, Jack Martin.
Yep, for owner Joe Janiak. He was the first person we saw when we got here. He was here before the first, and he's got a nice short course sprinter on his hands here. He's been winning at those venues, Bernie, but in the country New South Wales, but with plenty of authority and in fast time. A lot more pressure around him today, a little like the top one, Shows a Sign, but there's a fair bit to like about this horse. He's got a ticker.
Hidden Nugget has shown plenty of potential. Darren Bell, Georgie Cartwright.
This is all his first preparation. Yeah, only the 3 starts, and they've all been good with 2 wins.
Staten, Texas is from the Jimmy Downs stable with Kobe Vittler.
7 starts. The longest race he's been in has been over 870 metres. So this will be something a little new. He goes okay. Prefer him in something a bit easier, possibly.
Lima Hooley is the 6, Ben Hull and Boris Thornton.
Yeah, I just think he's going to give them too much start.
Divine Force, blinkers are off. Chris and Corey Munson, Ron Stewart.
Worth keeping under notice here. She showed a lot of potential early in her career, but that recent trial suggests that she's come up quite well this prep.
Rightio, they are loading up quite quickly here, Maxie. So, Ginatonic, your fave.
It's just off the map, Bernie. I don't know how much money that is, but this was freely $4 yesterday. It's into $2.20 Ginatonic. He looked great in the yard, fit, as you pointed out. He'll just sit off them, and let's see what he's got under the bonnet this prep. Benzu, number 10, looked fantastic. Speedy One to be handy and give us a side, and then Divine Force to run on.
Yeah, and all 4 of them look terrific. I'm going to stick with Divine Force, who's been twice a winner here at Eagle Farm, though. All right, last one loading. Here's Josh.
We'll complete the line. So gate 4 for Ginatonic. Very, very well backed indeed. Starter is on the platform, and the light turned on. Race 6 over the 1,000. Gates open racing, shows a sign away well. We're a speedy one up into second, landing third, the race favourite Ginatonic. Further back to Divine Force, Hidden Nugget, wider out there as Benzu. Alana the first outside, Limuhuli, a length and a half State in Texas outside Rocky Reward. So speedy one in front, second the outside shows a sign. The race favourite 2 lengths away, third Ginatonic, and Divine Force fourth on the rail. One further back to Hidden Nugget, creeping forward Benzu wider. Then we've got just in behind those horses, they're getting towards the outside State in Texas. So the outside shows a sign in front, speedy one the rail. Ginatonic's a length away, trying to get there. Down the outside Benzu, Divine Forces further back, but shows a sign that's still in front, Wayward. Down the outside Benzu, closing off well. Ginatonic trying to go with Benzu, but Benzu's in front from Ginatonic, and Benzu comes away. Benzu's won by a length and a half, second Ginatonic, third's a photo. Shows a sign or State in Texas, Hidden Nugget, followed by Divine Force, speedy one. Alana the first, Limuhuli, and Rocky Reward has pulled up at the rear.
Well, that was a big win. Benzu, ridden by CJ Graham for Billy Healy at $6.70. Midfield wide, not easy to do here at Eagle Farm over the 1,000 metres. He's a pretty good one. And his little sister goes around in the golden slipper a little later, Bella Zane. It's the Fall brothers doing big things here at Eagle Farm today. Ginatonic was good. He got into the right spot. He had his chance. He's simply been beaten by a better horse today. And we're just waiting for the minors. State in Texas, the 800-metre horse was right there and shows a sign in those pink sleeves. So we'll just hold it here. Speedy one led. He's just feeling the pinch a little bit back on the rails there. But very, very smart, this winner, Benzu. I think Billy Healy and the team are going to have a lot of fun with him. Ginatonic second, and third, we need to wait. It looks as though it's quite close there. Look at this horse just looming up on the outside. You wouldn't see a better sword in that race than this fellow. Plenty of scope, plenty of room for improvement too, after a couple of very soft trials. Shows a sign in the pink colours, holds on for third, and then fourth going to State in Texas. 10, 2, 1 and 5 after race 6 at Eagle Farm. Now let's head back to all of the action at Rosehill after Gringotts takes out the Group 1 George Ryder.
What about the rise of Gringotts?
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. He put the writing on the wall last start, and his target was this race and then the Donny. So far he's on track. Super ride by Tommy. Understands the horse really well. Can't thank my team enough. And James Harding, the horse trains up at the beach at Newcastle, and he just thrives up there. So he's been building, and he's on to the Donny next.
So you felt he was a Group 1 winner in the making?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I think he blew the clock up the last 600 last start. Yeah. So stepping up and trip was ideal, and you could feel he was sort of building. Fangirl is obviously very hard to beat, but she always is. But fantastic.
Well done, Kieran.
Cheers. Good on you.